Kara stood tall on the observation deck overlooking the human prison camp. Her scales glimmered under the artificial light as she watched the strange creatures below. The humans had been captured during the first wave of the invasion and were now being processed for labor assignments. As the commander of security forces, Kara had studied these aliens extensively. Their homeworld called Earth was a relatively young planet in a backwater star system. The humans were physically unimpressive compared to her species, the Zenth. They lacked natural armor, had no claws, and possessed only modest strength. Their bodies were soft and fragile. One particular human caught her attention, a female soldier, who stood quietly in the corner of the holding cell. Unlike the others who paced nervously or spoke in hushed tones, this one remained perfectly still. Her name, according to the records, was Linda. Kara decided this human would make an interesting test subject for her research. She ordered the guards to bring Linda to the training facility. The human was even smaller up close. Her skin was pale and smooth. Her hair was brown and pulled back tightly. She wore the remains of a military uniform, though most identifying markers had been removed. Linda looked up at Kara with unwavering brown eyes. This surprised the alien commander. Most species cowered when faced with a Zenth warrior. Kara spoke through her translator. I wish to understand your combat capabilities. You will demonstrate your fighting techniques against a series of opponents. The human nodded slightly. I understand. The first opponent was a training drone programmed with basic combat routines. Kara expected a short demonstration. She was curious how the human would approach the fight. Given their physical limitations, what happened next changed everything. Linda moved with unexpected speed. Her movements were fluid and efficient. There was no wasted energy, no hesitation. The drone lunged with mechanical precision, but the human was already elsewhere. Kara watched with growing interest as Linda systematically dismantled the drone. She targeted joints and sensors with precise strikes. The human seemed to understand the machine's weaknesses immediately. More impressive was how Linda adapted. When the drone changed tactics, the human responded instantly. It was as if she could predict its movements. Kara activated 2 more drones. These were advanced models used to train elite Zenth warriors. Few of her own soldiers could handle, even one. Linda paused, assessing the new threat. Her breathing remained controlled. Her stance shifted subtly. The drones attacked simultaneously from opposite directions. Kara expected the human to be overwhelmed. Instead, Linda used the drones against each other. She moved between them, causing them to interfere with each other. Her timing was perfect. One drone went down after Linda redirected an attack from the second drone into its main processor. The remaining drone increased its speed, but the human matched it. She waited for an opening, then struck with devastating precision. When the last drone fell, Linda stood calmly in the center of the training area. There was no celebration, no display of pride. She simply looked at Kara, waiting for further instructions. How was this possible? Kara wondered. The reports classified humans as a minor threat. Their technology was primitive, and their physical attributes unremarkable. Yet this single human fought with skill that rivaled Zenth special forces. Tell me, human, how you defeated the combat drones, Kara demanded. They were designed to counter beings much stronger than you. Linda shrugged slightly. We adapt. It's what humans do. Your drones follow patterns. Patterns can be learned, Kara decided. To test this claim further, she entered the training area herself. The human was visibly surprised. This was unprecedented. A Zenth commander would never personally engage with a prisoner. Kara removed her command insignia. I wish to experience human combat directly, she explained. This is not an official exercise. Linda nodded, understanding the implications. This was curiosity, not duty. They circled each other. Kara was nearly twice the size of the human. Her armored scales could deflect most weapons. She had 4 arms, each ending in sharp claws. By all measures, this should be no contest. The human struck first. The speed was shocking. Kara blocked the attack, but barely. She countered with a sweep of her lower arms. The human rolled beneath the strike, coming up inside her guard. For several minutes they exchanged blows. Kara was stronger, faster, and better protected. Yet somehow the human remained unhurt. She seemed to anticipate each move, finding gaps in defenses. Kara didn't know existed. What truly surprised Kara was how the human fought. She didn't rely on strength but on leverage and positioning. She used Kara's own mass against her redirecting force rather than opposing it directly. When Kara finally pinned Linda to the floor, she was breathing heavily. The human had pushed her to her limits, something no prisoner had ever done. You fight well for a species with no natural weapons, Kara admitted, releasing the human. Linda stood slowly. We had to learn different ways to survive. Our planet is dangerous. Our history is filled with conflict. We adapted later. In her quarters, Kara reviewed the combat footage. Her assessment of humans required significant revision. Their physical weakness had hidden their true strength, adaptability. Reports from the invasion forces were concerning. Human resistance was growing. They were using Zenth technology against them. Learning at an alarming rate, Kara made her decision. She approached Linda's cell that evening. The human looked up, questioning. Your species is more remarkable than we understood, Kara said. I believe this conflict is a mistake. We should be allies, not enemies. Linda studied the alien commander. Would you help us? Kara considered the implications of betraying her own kind, but the alternative was worse. A prolonged war against an enemy that grew stronger with each encounter, that adapted to everything thrown at them. Yes. Kara decided, I will help. The Zenth leadership must understand what they are truly facing. As they made plans to contact the human resistance, Kara realized how profoundly her perspective had changed. She had dismissed humans as weak because they lacked physical strength, but their true power lay elsewhere, in their ability to observe, learn, and adapt, qualities that made them far more dangerous than any natural weapon. Linda smiled, seeing the recognition in the alien commander's eyes. Now you understand why we might win this? Kara nodded. The Zenth had seriously underestimated this species, and that might be the greatest mistake in their long history. The following day, Kara arranged for Linda to be transferred to her personal custody. She claimed she needed the human for extended research into human combat techniques. No one questioned her. The Zenth hierarchy respected her position and her previous work studying other species. They met in Kara's private chambers, which were free from surveillance. I have reviewed the invasion plans, Linda. Our forces are spread across your planet, focusing on major population centers. Linda listened carefully, absorbing the information. Where is the resistance strongest? The human territories you call South America and parts of Asia. The difficult terrain has complicated our efforts. Your people are using guerrilla tactics effectively. Linda nodded. This made sense. The human military had prepared for such scenarios for generations. Can you get me to them? Kara hesitated. This would be far more difficult than simply sharing information. It would require breaking Linda out of the facility and traveling through Zenth-controlled territory. I can. But the risk is significant. The human showed no fear. We need to take that risk. Kara agreed, but insisted they needed more information before attempting an escape. She had access to Zenth battle plans and fleet movements. This information would be invaluable to the resistance over the next 3 days. Kara downloaded critical data while maintaining her normal duties. She observed other human prisoners, noting their reactions and behaviors. Many showed the same adaptability as Linda, though few had her combat skills. On the 4th day, an opportunity arose. A supply ship was scheduled to deliver equipment to a forward base near a known resistance area. Kara arranged for Linda to be loaded aboard disguised as research cargo. When the night came for their plan to be executed, Kara provided Linda with a communication device and a small weapon. I cannot come with you. Not yet. My position here is too valuable for gathering intelligence. Linda understood. They clasped arms in the human gesture of solidarity. Be careful, Kara. The Zenth will not understand your betrayal. Kara watched as the human was sealed into a cargo container marked for biological research. As the ship departed, she returned to her quarters to prepare her next report. The Zenth High Command would receive carefully edited information downplaying human adaptability. while she continued to feed accurate intelligence to Linda. What she did not anticipate was the speed with which humans would incorporate Zenth technology. Within weeks, reports came in of human fighters using modified Zenth weapons. Tactics were changing across all battlefronts. The humans were not only adapting, they were innovating, creating hybrid technologies the Zenth had never considered. Kara received a secure message from Linda. The resistance has grown. Our scientists are reverse engineering your ships. The information you provided has saved thousands. This confirmed what Kara had begun to suspect: humans were not merely surviving, they were thriving under pressure. Their creativity seemed to flourish in crisis. This quality was entirely absent from Zenth psychology, where rigid adherence to established patterns was valued above all. 2 months had passed since Kara sent her final report to the High Command. Their response was swift and severe. She was immediately stripped of her rank and placed under house arrest pending a full investigation. The Zenth did not tolerate dissent, especially from military leaders. Confined to her quarters, Kara monitored the war through restricted information channels. The situation for the Zenth forces was deteriorating rapidly. Human resistance had spread across all continents. Their adaptation to Zenth technology accelerated beyond all predictions. They were no longer simply using captured equipment. They were improving it. Kara's guards were changed daily to prevent any bond forming. This was standard procedure for high-profile prisoners, yet even this precaution proved ineffective against human ingenuity. On the 20th day of her confinement, Kara received an unexpected visitor. A new guard entered her quarters, tall for a Zenth, with unusually dull scales. The guard stood silently by the door until the monitoring system cycled to its regular maintenance interval. When the cameras deactivated for exactly 45 seconds, the guard spoke. "Keep your voice low." "Commander." "Kara." The voice was familiar despite coming through a Zenth vocalization system. "Linda, how is this possible?" Kara whispered. "The humans should be thousands of miles away with the resistance." The guard removed her helmet, revealing a complex mask underneath. Linda smiled beneath it. "Humans are good at disguises, too. Your information helped us understand Zenth facial recognition systems. We found the blind spots." Kara was stunned. The technology required to fool Zenth, biometric scanners, was beyond human capability. Or so she had believed. "We're coming to extract you," Linda said tonight. "The resistance appreciates what you've done. We're not leaving you behind." "The risk is too great," Kara argued. "I am heavily guarded, and the penalty for helping me would be severe." Linda replaced her helmet as the camera system reactivated. "We don't leave allies behind, it's a human thing." The disguised human resumed her position by the door, giving no further indication of their conversation. That night, as the facility entered its low-activity cycle, Kara heard unusual sounds from the corridor outside her quarters. A muffled thump, followed by the soft hiss of a door opening. 6 figures entered, wearing modified Zenth armor. Their movements were unmistakably human, fluid and adaptive, rather than the precise mechanical motions of her species. Linda led the group. "We have 7 minutes before the security system detects the loop in the surveillance feed." She handed Kara a set of restraints. "Put these on our prisoner officially." The plan was audacious. They would walk Kara out through the main security checkpoint disguised as a prisoner transfer. No one would question an authorized move, especially during the quiet cycle. As they moved through the facility, Kara marveled at the humans' confidence. They maintained perfect Zenth postures and movements. They had studied their enemy thoroughly, learning to mimic even subtle behavioral patterns. At the main checkpoint, they encountered the only real obstacle: a senior security officer who demanded verification. The lead human responded without hesitation, using perfect Zenth military protocols. The officer scanned their documentation, found nothing amiss, and waved them through. Once outside, they moved quickly to a captured Zenth transport vessel. Its exterior markings identified it as part of the facility fleet, but inside, Kara could see extensive modifications, human adaptations to Zenth technology improvements that made the ship faster and more maneuverable. They launched without incident, rising rapidly through the atmosphere. The humans had timed their extraction perfectly, exploiting a gap in the orbital defense grid. Only when they were safely beyond immediate pursuit did Linda remove her helmet. "We did it," she said, smiling. "Welcome to the Resistance." The ship traveled for hours before descending toward a mountainous region Kara recognized as the human territory, called Colorado. The humans had established their main research base deep within these mountains, protected by the natural terrain and sophisticated camouflage systems adapted from Zenth technology. The landing bay was a marvel of integration, human and Zenth technologies working together in ways Kara had never imagined possible. Humans in modified armor worked alongside others, in their native clothing, all focused on different aspects of the war effort. Linda led Kara through the facility. Scientists and soldiers nodded respectfully as they passed. Word of Kara's assistance had spread through the resistance. This alien had risked everything to help humanity. Their destination was a large chamber deep within the mountain complex. Inside, Kara found herself facing a council of humans. The leadership of the resistance, a woman stepped forward, her bearing marking her as someone of authority. "I am General Rose. We appreciate your sacrifice, Commander Kara. Your information has saved countless lives." Kara lowered her head in the human gesture of respect she had learned from Linda. "I did what I believed was right." The Zenth High Command refused to acknowledge the truth about your species. The human leaders exchanged glances. Then the general spoke again. "We have a proposition for you. We need someone who understands Zenth technology and tactics from the inside. Someone who can help us end this war with minimal casualties on both sides." Kara understood immediately. They wanted her to actively fight against her own kind, not just provide information, but to help plan strategy. This was different from her previous actions. This was direct opposition to her species. Yet as she looked around at the humans, she saw something absent from Zenth society. They worked together seamlessly, different skills and perspectives combining toward a common goal. There was no rigid hierarchy, no predetermined roles based on birth or physical attributes. Each contributed according to their abilities. "I will help," Kara decided, "but I have a condition. When this war ends, you must offer peace terms that allow for coexistence. Our species can learn from each other." General Rose nodded. "That has always been our intention, Commander. We never wanted this war." In the days that followed, Kara worked closely with human engineers and tacticians. She explained the weaknesses in Zenth ships, the limitations of their weapon systems, the blind spots in their strategies. The humans absorbed this information quickly, applying it in ways Kara had never considered. Most impressive was the human facility for lateral thinking, where Zenth approached problems. With established methodologies, humans seemed to generate multiple solutions, simultaneously testing and discarding ideas at remarkable speed. Linda often joined these sessions, providing insights from her experience fighting Zenth forces. The human and the alien developed a deeper understanding of each other's species. Through their collaboration, a strategy emerged. The humans would not attempt to defeat the entire Zenth fleet. That would result in massive casualties on both sides. Instead, they would target the command structure. The Zenth operated on a strictly hierarchical system. Remove the leadership and the invasion force would be thrown into disarray. Kara provided detailed information on the command ship, its defenses, its vulnerabilities, and most importantly, the protocols that would allow a small team to approach without raising alarms. The plan required precision timing and perfect execution. The team would use a captured Zenth shuttle modified to emit the recognition signals of a high-priority messenger vessel. They would dock with the command ship, deliver a specialized virus to its systems, and extract key leaders. Linda would lead the mission. Her combat skills and understanding of Zenth psychology made her the obvious choice. Despite Kara's concerns, the human insisted on taking this risk. "We leave in 6 hours," Linda informed Kara as they finalized the details. "The command ship will be in optimal position." Then Kara felt an unfamiliar emotion. she had come to value: Linda's friendship. The thought of the human facing such danger created a sensation of dread. "Will you return?" Linda smiled. "Of course, this is what humans do. We face impossible odds and find a way through," as the team prepared for departure. Kara watched. The humans checked their equipment. Each member focused on their role. There was tension certainly, but also a strange optimism. These humans believed they could succeed despite the overwhelming odds against them. General Rose joined Kara in the observation area. "They make you proud, don't they?" "Even facing extinction, we refuse to give up." Kara nodded. "It is not a quality. The Zenth understand. We value certainty, predictability. The human capacity for hope in desperate circumstances is alien to us. Yet I find myself hoping for their success." The shuttle departed precisely on schedule. Kara monitored its progress through the communications network human technicians had established. The small craft moved through Zenth defense perimeters, transmitting the correct codes at each checkpoint. When the shuttle docked with the command ship, communications went silent. This was expected. The team would maintain radio silence until the mission was complete. The waiting began. Hours passed without word. Kara paced, the monitoring station checking systems repeatedly. The human technicians gave her space understanding her concern. Finally, when tension had reached unbearable levels, a signal appeared. The shuttle was launching from the command ship. Its trajectory indicated a rapid withdrawal. Messages began flooding in from Zenth communication channels. The command structure was in chaos. Contradictory orders, emergency protocols, conflicting directives. The humans had succeeded. 5 years passed since the Zenth surrender. Earth was rebuilding. The partnership between humans and the Zenth who chose to remain created remarkable advances in technology, medicine, and environmental restoration. The scars of war were healing, replaced by unprecedented cooperation. Kara had found her place as a bridge between the two species. She worked closely with human scientists, adapting Zenth technology to Earth needs. Her perspective helped humans understand alien concepts, while her growing appreciation for human creativity allowed her to present ideas to her own kind in ways they could accept. Linda had taken a different path. After the war, she returned to her military role, training specialized units in combined human-Zenth combat techniques. These units served as peacekeepers and emergency responders. The friends met regularly, sharing their experiences and insights. On this particular day, they walked through a revitalized city park that had once been a battlefield. Children, both human and the few young Zenth born on Earth, played together, their laughter a testament to how much had changed. "We received a transmission from the Zenth homeworld yesterday," Kara said, watching a small human child attempt to climb a tree with the assistance of a young Zenth. "The High Council has been monitoring our progress." Linda glanced at her friend, concerned. "What did they say?" "They are impressed by what we've accomplished. The integration of our technologies, the social adaptations. The High Council wishes to establish formal diplomatic relations." This was significant news. The Zenth who remained on Earth had been effectively cut off from their homeworld, considered traitors by many. For the High Council to seek official contact meant a fundamental shift in their thinking. Linda smiled. "Is that why you're looking so troubled? Because your people finally admit you're not a traitor?" Kara shook her head. "No. There was more to the transmission. A warning. The High Council detected unusual activity at the edge of this solar system. Unknown ships moving in patterns that suggest intelligence gathering. Our presence on Earth has attracted attention." Linda's expression grew serious. "Other aliens?" "Yes." Kara confirmed. "The Voss, an expansionist species we've encountered before. They consider technology their exclusive domain. They eliminate any species they believe might someday challenge their superiority." Linda absorbed this information. How serious is the threat? The Voss possess technology beyond even Zenth capabilities. They have destroyed civilizations for far less than what Earth now represents. The combination of human creativity and Zenth technology must appear threatening to them. They found a bench overlooking a pond. The peaceful scene contrasted sharply with their conversation. "Does the High Council offer any assistance?" Kara nodded. "They will send ships, but not for defense. For evacuation, they believe Earth cannot be saved. Their plan is to rescue the remaining Zenth and any humans willing to relocate." Linda's face hardened. "No, we won't abandon our planet." Kara had expected this response. It was quintessentially human. This refusal to accept defeat even before battle was joined. "The High Council anticipated your reaction. They authorized me to show you something." From a secure pocket in her clothing, Kara removed a small device. When activated, it projected a three-dimensional image of a devastated planet. Its surface scorched, continents cracked, oceans boiled away. This was Darren Third World of the Solari civilization. They refused Voss demands to cease technological development. This was the result. Linda studied the image. Her expression remained determined, "So we fight." The Zenth shook her head. "The Voss cannot be defeated, not through conventional warfare. Their technology is too advanced." Linda stood pacing as she often did when working through problems. "Then we don't fight conventionally. We adapt. It's what humans do." Over the following weeks, Linda and Kara brought together Earth's best minds. Human scientists, engineers, and strategists worked alongside Zenth experts. They reviewed all available information on the Voss, seeking any weakness, any vulnerability. The Voss ships entered the solar system 3 months. After the warning, they moved methodically, establishing monitoring positions around the outer planets. Their technology allowed them to remain virtually undetectable to standard sensors, but the humans had modified their detection systems, incorporating Zenth principles with human innovations. "We can track them," Linda informed the Joint Defense Council, "but they don't know that yet. That's our first advantage." A strategy began to take shape. The humans would not attempt to match Voss technology directly. Instead, they would use the Voss's own assumptions against them. Kara provided crucial insight. The Voss believe in their superiority absolutely. They have never encountered a species that surprised them. They will expect either surrender or a direct confrontation. They will not anticipate deception. The plan required sacrifice. The humans would present the appearance of primitive defense capabilities, encouraging the Voss to underestimate them. Meanwhile, their actual preparations would remain hidden, constructed in secret facilities beneath the surface. Linda led the visible defense effort, commanding ships that appeared to use only slightly advanced human technology. These vessels conducted obvious patrols and exercises, ensuring the Voss observers would catalog their capabilities. Kara, meanwhile, coordinated the true defense network, a combination of Zenth stealth systems and human innovations in weaponry. The Zenth High Council, despite their pessimism, contributed critical technical specifications for Voss ships. Their previous encounters provided data on potential vulnerabilities. When the Voss finally sent their communication, the message was predictable. "Your species has acquired technology beyond your evolutionary development. This represents a cosmic imbalance. You will surrender all non-terrestrial technology and cease further advancement." The human response, prepared carefully to project the right image of defiance without sophistication, was equally predictable. "Earth belongs to humanity. We will defend our home." The Voss attack began exactly as Kara had predicted, a demonstration of power targeting military installations. Their ships, massive and imposing, entered Earth atmosphere with impunity. Their weapons destroyed the visible defense bases with surgical precision. The message was clear. Resistance was futile. What the Voss commanders failed to notice was the lack of surprise among their targets. The human casualties were minimal, evacuation having occurred days earlier. The bases themselves were largely empty shells, their equipment obsolete or non-functional. Linda watched from the underground command center as the Voss completed their demonstration. "They believe they've crushed our military capability," she noted. "They'll demand surrender now." The Voss ultimatum arrived within hours. "Your species has witnessed our power. Further resistance will result in planetary sterilization. You have one rotation of your world to submit." The response was silence. "No transmission, no diplomatic contact." The Human-Zenth Alliance waited. The Voss would interpret this as shock or internal conflict. They would expect panicked discussions, surrender negotiations. As predicted, the alien fleet maintained position, allowing time for the ultimatum to take effect. During this critical window, the true defense grid activated. Hundreds of small stealthed platforms positioned throughout the solar system came online. Their design was unlike anything either humans or Zenth had created independently, a true hybrid of both technologies. These platforms did not target the Voss ships directly. Instead, they attacked the space-time fabric surrounding them, using principles the Zenth had theorized but never implemented. The II human contribution was the delivery system smaller, more adaptable, and nearly impossible to detect. The effect was immediate. The Voss ships found themselves trapped in localized distortion fields, unable to maneuver or bring weapons to bear, each vessel isolated from the others. Their advanced technology useless against a form of attack they had never encountered. From the command center, Linda opened communication with the Voss flagship. "Your ships are contained. You cannot escape or fight back, but we have not destroyed you. This is intentional." The Voss commander, visible now on the communication screen, appeared physically similar to the Zenth, but with smoother skin and elongated features. Its expression showed the first indication of uncertainty the species had likely experienced in centuries. "You should be incapable of this technology," the Voss leader stated. Linda smiled. "We adapted. It's what humans do. When we met the Zenth, we learned from each other. We combined our strengths. The technology holding your ships was created by both our species working together." Beside her, Kara stepped forward. "I am Zenth, as you can see. We chose cooperation over conquest. We suggest you consider the same." The Voss commander studied them. "We have eliminated 12 civilizations that reached this technological threshold. None combined their knowledge as you have done. This is unprecedented." "Exactly," Linda said. "And if you attempt to attack us again, we will be even more prepared. We adapt quickly. And now we know your weaknesses." The negotiation that followed was tense. The Voss had never retreated, never compromised, yet they found themselves in an untenable position. Their ships remained immobilized, their carefully constructed image of invincibility shattered. The final agreement was historic. The Voss would withdraw from Earth space. A demilitarized zone would be established. The Human-Zenth Alliance would share limited technological information, proving they sought cooperation, not conquest. As the Voss fleet departed, Linda and Kara stood on an observation platform watching the ships grow smaller against the stars. 20 years after the Voss incident, Earth had become the center of an interstellar alliance. The successful defense against a superior force attracted attention throughout the galaxy. Species that once avoided contact now sought diplomatic relations. The Human-Zenth partnership became a model for cooperation. Kara now served as senior ambassador for interspecies relations. Her understanding of both Zenth and human perspectives made her uniquely qualified to introduce new species to the alliance. Linda had risen to admiral, overseeing the combined defense fleet. Their friendship remained strong despite their different responsibilities. On this day, they met in the Orbital Diplomatic Center, a massive structure combining architectural elements from 12 different species. The view of Earth below never failed to inspire Kara. The planet that had transformed her understanding of strength and adaptation. "I received a priority message from the Deep Space Monitoring Network," Linda said as they settled into a private meeting room. The tone of her voice alerted Kara that something significant had occurred. "What have they found?" Linda activated a holographic display showing a section of space at the edge of explored territory. "Something is coming through the dimensional barrier. 27 objects moving in formation. Definitely artificial, definitely controlled." Kara studied the projection. The objects were massive. Unlike any ships in the Alliance database, they moved with precise coordination, suggesting advanced technology and unified purpose. "Where are they headed?" "The trajectory analysis indicates they will reach our solar system in approximately 6 months," Linda replied. "Their speed is consistent, which suggests deliberate approach rather than drift or random movement. They know where they're going. New species seeking contact." Kara suggested. Linda shook her head. The approach pattern is consistent with invasion tactics based on historical data. No communication attempts, no recognition signals. They're maintaining stealth configurations despite our detection. This has all the markers of hostile intent. Kara felt a familiar tension. These encounters had become more frequent as Earth's reputation grew. Most were diplomatic. Some were challenging, but none had presented a threat like the one Linda described. What do we know about the dimensional barrier they crossed? Very little, Linda admitted. Our science division has theoretical models, but we've never encountered anything. Actually traversing dimensions the technology required would be beyond even the Voss. This was troubling. The Alliance had expanded to include 17 species each, contributing unique technologies and perspectives. Together, they had advanced scientific understanding exponentially. Yet dimensional travel remained theoretical. A species capable of such technology would possess capabilities they could not predict. We should convene the Defense Council, Kara decided, and alert all Alliance members. This concerns everyone. Within hours, representatives from all Alliance species gathered, some physically present, others via secure holographic projection. The atmosphere was tense as Linda presented the information. Admiral Kelly of Earth summarized the situation concisely. Unknown entities approaching from another dimension. Military formation. No attempts at communication. Estimated arrival, 6 standard months. We need to prepare for possible hostile contact. The council debate was predictably divided. The Marishi, a peaceful species of philosophers, advocated attempted communication. The Dracon warriors by nature recommended immediate military preparations. The Zenth representatives called for careful observation and analysis before committing to action. Kara listened to all perspectives, noting how each species approached the problem through their unique cultural lens. This diversity of thought was the Alliance's greatest strength, yet it also created challenges in reaching consensus. Finally, she stood addressing the council. The unknown vessels represent a potential threat unlike any we have faced. Their dimensional origin suggests technology beyond our current understanding. We must prepare for all possibilities. Defense diplomacy and, if necessary, evacuation. Her balanced approach gained approval. The Council authorized a multifaceted response. Diplomatic initiatives would proceed alongside defensive preparations. Scientists would study the dimensional breach, seeking to understand. The new arrivals, Linda, would lead the military response. Kara. The diplomatic efforts, they would work in parallel, preparing for first contact, whether peaceful or hostile, as preparations intensified over the following weeks. Kara noticed a pattern. Emerging human innovations became increasingly central to Alliance planning. Their ability to generate multiple approaches to solve problems, their facility for combining disparate technologies in unexpected ways. These qualities had spread throughout the Alliance. During a late planning session, Linda shared an observation. Have you noticed how the other species have changed since joining us? The Draken are considering diplomatic options. The Marishi are helping design defense systems. Everyone is adapting. Kara nodded. It's the human influence. Your species doesn't just adapt, you inspire adaptation in others. It's why the Alliance works. Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent alert. The approaching vessels had accelerated dramatically. New calculations put their arrival within weeks, not months. The Alliance moved to high alert defense systems throughout the solar system. Activated diplomatic channels remained open, broadcasting messages of peaceful intent in all known languages and mathematical formats. No response came. 3 weeks later, the vessels entered the solar system. They were unlike anything Alliance experts had imagined. Massive structures that seemed to phase between dimensions, neither fully present nor absent. Their technology defied analysis. Their purpose remained unknown. The Alliance defense fleet positioned itself protectively around Earth. Linda commanded from the flagship. All weapons ready, all communication channels open. We wait for them to make the first move. The dimensional vessels assumed orbit around Jupiter, maintaining perfect formation. No transmissions, no detectable scans. nothing to indicate their intentions. As hours passed, tension grew throughout the Alliance. What were these beings waiting for? Then, without warning or apparent cause, the largest vessel vanished. It simply ceased to exist in their space. One moment present, the next gone. The remaining ships maintained position, showing no reaction to their companions' disappearance. What just happened? Linda demanded. The science division had no explanation. The vessel had not been destroyed, had not moved. It had simply phased out of their dimensional plane completely. Before anyone could formulate a theory, the missing ship reappeared, but it was changed. Its surface now bore markings that Alliance sensors identified as some form of script or language. Unfamiliar to any known species, it's communicating. Kara realized, they're showing us their language. Linguists and communication specialists worked frantically to decipher the markings. The pattern was unlike any known communication system. It appeared to use spatial relationships rather than sequential symbols. Multidimensional language for a multidimensional species. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A human child, a prodigy in mathematical linguistics, noticed a pattern, not in the symbols themselves, but in how they shifted and changed. She recognized it as a form of temporal communication. The message existed, not just in space, but in time. With this insight, Alliance systems began forming a translation matrix. The message slowly became clear. We observe, we evaluate. We have watched your Alliance grow. Your species combine. Your adaptations interest us. Particularly, the humans we wish to understand. Kara worked with the communication team to craft a response. Using the dimensional being's own language structure, they conveyed openness to peaceful contact, cultural exchange, knowledge sharing. Days passed as the exchange continued. The dimensional beings revealed themselves gradually. They were ancient observers of countless civilizations across multiple dimensions. Earth had drawn their attention because of something unique: the human capacity to catalyze adaptation. In other species, this quality they had never witnessed before. We request direct contact. They communicated eventually, not with your leaders, not with your scientists, with ordinary humans. We wish to experience your adaptability firsthand. The request raised concerns throughout the Alliance. The security risks were significant, the cultural implications complex, yet the opportunity for peaceful contact with such an advanced species could not be ignored. Linda proposed a compromise: a controlled meeting, volunteer representatives from all Alliance species including humans, a neutral location with appropriate security measures. The dimensional beings accepted. The meeting site was a space station specifically constructed for this purpose. Its design incorporated technology from all Alliance species, creating an environment that could accommodate vastly different biological needs. The human delegation consisted of scientists, artists, teachers, and ordinary citizens. A cross-section of humanity. Kara and Linda were present as official representatives. When the dimensional beings arrived, they defied all expectations. They appeared as shifting forms of light and energy. Their physical presence induced a strange sensation in all who witnessed them, a feeling of seeing beyond normal perception. The beings moved among the Alliance representatives, observing, interacting in their unique temporal language. Through the translation matrix, their questions became clear. They sought to understand what made humans different, why this species above all others could adapt so effectively and inspire adaptation in others. 100 years had passed since the dimensional exchange. Earth and its Alliance had transformed beyond recognition. Technologies once thought impossible were now commonplace. Interspecies cooperation had reached unprecedented levels. The knowledge gained from dimensional beings had sparked a renaissance across all Alliance worlds. Kara, now ancient by Zenth standards, had lived to witness this transformation. She had become a living symbol of cooperation between species. Her long friendship with Linda had ended decades earlier when the human admiral passed away at the respectable age of 97. Yet Linda's legacy continued through her descendants and the institutions she helped create. On this historic day, Kara prepared to attend the inauguration of the Dimensional Gateway, the culmination of a century of research and development. a permanent bridge between realities stabilized by technologies developed jointly by all Alliance species. Her personal transport moved smoothly through the upper atmosphere. The view below showed an Earth-transformed harmonious integration of natural environments and advanced habitation energy systems that worked with planetary forces rather than against them. The scars of early human development long healed. Despite her age, Kara remained active in Alliance diplomacy. Her unique perspective spanning the journey from invasion to cooperation made her counsel valuable to younger generations. This would be her final official function. After today, she would retire to a quiet life of reflection and writing. The Gateway facility occupied a stable position at Earth's L5 Lagrange point, a massive structure combining technologies from 27 species, including innovations from the dimensional beings who had chosen to remain among the Alliance. Beyond its scientific importance, the Gateway represented something profound: the Alliance commitment to exploration and understanding. As her transport docked, Kara was greeted by Ellen Kelly, Linda's great-granddaughter and current chief diplomat of the Alliance. The young woman resembled her ancestor in both appearance and spirit. The same determined expression, the same thoughtful eyes, Ambassador Kara Ellen said with warm respect. "We were concerned you might not attend, given your recent health." Kara smiled. "I would not miss this moment. The Gateway represents everything we have worked for, the culmination of a journey that began with conflict and transformed into cooperation." They moved through the facility toward the central chamber, Ellen providing updates on final preparations. The Gateway would create stable passages to 7 different dimensional planes, each carefully selected based on knowledge gained during the exchange centuries earlier, each offering new opportunities for exploration and learning. The chamber itself was a marvel of engineering, a perfect sphere 1 kilometer in diameter, its interior surfaces lined with technologies that defied simple description. At its center, the Gateway itself, a shimmering matrix of energy and matter, neither fully physical nor entirely ethereal. Representatives from all Alliance species filled the observation platforms, their diverse forms a testament to the breadth of life that had joined together. Scientists, engineers, diplomats, ordinary citizens chosen by lottery, all gathered to witness this historic moment. Ellen guided Kara to the honored position at the front of the assembly. As the last living witness to the beginning of this journey, Kara's role in the ceremony was symbolic but significant. She would activate the final sequence, initiating the Gateway. Before the ceremony began, Kara requested a moment alone. She moved to a viewing platform that offered an unobstructed view of Earth, the planet that had changed everything, the homeworld of the species that transformed galactic civilization. So much has changed, she thought, since that first day in the observation deck watching Linda demonstrate human combat capabilities. I could not have imagined this future. We were enemies then. Now we are family. A soft chime indicated the ceremony was about to begin. Kara returned to her position. The assembled representatives fell silent as Ellen stepped forward to address them. "Today we open a door not just between dimensions but between possibilities," she began. "The Gateway represents our shared commitment to understanding, to exploration, to peaceful cooperation. It exists because a century ago our ancestors chose connection over conflict, exchange over isolation." Her words echoed Linda's philosophy. The belief that strength came through adaptation, through the willingness to learn and grow. Ellen acknowledged the contributions of all Alliance species, emphasizing how each had brought unique perspectives to the project. Finally, she turned to Kara, "Ambassador, you have witnessed our journey from its beginning. Your wisdom has guided generations. Your friendship with Admiral Linda Kelly established the foundation for everything we have achieved. It is fitting that you should open this new chapter in our shared story." Kara stepped forward, her voice still strong despite her years. "I have lived among humans for most of my life. I came as an invader. I remain as family. I have witnessed the transformation of enemies into allies, of strangers into friends. This Gateway is not simply a technological achievement. It is a testament to what becomes possible when different perspectives unite toward a common purpose." She approached the activation console, its interface designed to recognize her unique biosignature. As she placed her hand upon it, memories flooded through her mind. Linda, demonstrating human combat techniques. The first alliance meetings. The dimensional exchange. Each step in the journey that led to this moment, the gateway responded, energy flowing through precisely calibrated systems. The shimmering matrix at the center of the chamber expanded, stabilized, formed into 7 distinct portals, each leading to a different dimensional plane. Each representing new possibilities for exploration and understanding. The assembled representatives erupted in celebration. This was more than a scientific achievement. It was the beginning of a new era. The alliance would no longer be confined to a single-dimensional plane. Their understanding would expand beyond previous limitations as the celebration continued. Kara found herself approached by a dimensional being, one of the original exchange participants, who had chosen to remain among the alliance over the centuries. Its form still shifting and ethereal, its communication still requiring translation. We did not expect this outcome when we first observed your species, the being communicated. Your adaptability continues to surprise us. You have taken our knowledge and transformed it, creating possibilities we had not considered. This gateway is something new, something unique in our experience across 10,000 civilizations. Kara acknowledged the compliment. The alliance had indeed accomplished something remarkable. Yet she knew the truth. This achievement had its origins in human adaptability. The quality that had first impressed her during that combat demonstration, a century earlier, the dimensional, being continued. There is something we have never told your alliance. The complete truth of why we came. Your species, particularly the humans, caught our attention because of a quality we had never observed, the ability to transform weakness into strength, to face superior forces and find unexpected solutions. This quality is rare across dimensions. Precious. When we witnessed how humans inspired adaptation in the Zenth, we recognized something unique. A catalyst species. Kara listened with growing interest. This confirmed what she had long suspected. Humans were not superior in any conventional sense. They simply possessed a unique capacity to adapt and to inspire adaptation in others. Your alliance represents a new path. The dimensional being. Continued. Most advanced civilizations either stagnate or destroy themselves. Your approach: cooperation, adaptation, continuous evolution. This has value beyond your understanding. We believe your alliance may achieve what no other civilization has. Managed sustained growth without self-destruction. After the being departed, Kara remained at the observation window watching as the first research vessels prepared to enter the gateway. The future stretched before them, filled with possibilities, both wondrous and challenging. The alliance would face new species, new ideas, new threats. But they would face them together, adapting and growing as they had for the past century. Ellen joined her at the window. You seem thoughtful, Ambassador. Is something wrong? Kara shook her head. No, just reflecting on our journey. I wish Linda could have seen this. She always believed human adaptability would transform the galaxy. She was right, though not perhaps in the way she imagined. Ellen smiled. We have a saying, passed down from my great-grandmother. The true measure of strength is not what you can destroy, but what you can build, not who you can defeat, but who you can inspire. That sounds like Linda, Kara said. Her wisdom continues through you. As they watched the first research vessel enter the gateway, Kara felt a profound sense of completion. The journey that began with conflict had led to this moment of unity and discovery. The species she had once dismissed as weak had proven to possess the greatest strength of all, the ability to grow, to change, to inspire others to evolve with them. Later that evening, in her private quarters, Kara began what would be her final official record. I have witnessed the transformation of enemies into allies, of strangers into family. Today I watched as the gateway opened, connecting our alliance to new dimensions, new possibilities. This achievement represents everything I have learned in my long life among humans. That true strength lies not in dominance but in cooperation, not in superiority but in the willingness to learn and grow.